Today we have week 10 in the fall winter season for Supreme. Big collab this week. We have the Wu-Tang collab. I ended up hitting a couple items that I wanted online just because I didn't want to risk not getting it in store. So I got beanies, the jersey, and also, what was the last thing I got? Oh yeah, the Reversible tee. But I'm showing up in line almost 20 minutes after the store opens up. I'm gonna see if they have the Martine Rose Nike Shocks. So I'm like, I'll just show up a little bit late, see if they have these available. But yeah, 20 minutes late, kind of bad. First thing here is the fit check. All right, let's see how this line's looking like. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm 20 minutes late, so there's like maybe 20 people here. I'm gonna go see if I could ask about the shocks. So now I'm at the store. I'm not gonna lie, I completely skipped waiting in line because I wanted to see if they had the Martine Rose shocks. And they did, so I got them in my size. It sold out online quick, so I'm like, let me see if they have them here because I'll pick them up. And then eventually the line kind of died down. A lot of the Wu-Tang stuff sold out, like the Gore-Tex hat was gone, the beanies were gone, so no point in waiting in that line. But I did get the reversible zip up. Smaller sizes sold out online, so I was like, you know what, let me just pick it up here. Before I leave, I think I might just try this on really quick because I don't want to get the wrong size like I did last time. Okay, so I got a size small. This actually fits perfect. I gotta zip it up because you don't really know until you zip it up. All right. So I'm back home. Not too long of a wait this week, even though I think this might have been a big collab. But seeing the turnout, I don't think it was as big as week 9 for the Fox collab. A lot of good items in my opinion, and still another decent week. So I showed up 20 minutes after the store opened up, and I just went up to the front and kind of skipped the line because I was going for a different drop. So the way Dover Street Market works is they have a line for the Supreme drops, and if you're just gonna go shop for another item, another drop, then you just go in store unless there's another big line for a certain drop. So yeah, I went inside, went straight to the sneaker section and picked up the Martine Rose Nike Shock MR4 Mule. So this morning I tried to go for them on the sneakers app and ended up selling out pretty quick. They did have a bunch of other clothing items, but I'd say this is the only thing that did sell out. I think the jerseys, which I really liked, are still available. They were kind of pricey at $195. I ended up going for all 3 of them and I hit on all 3, probably because they're still sitting. And they also had the jerseys available in store. I tried one on and I will say the neck part feels super tight. I couldn't even try on a size small. Medium, I probably ruined the neck part of whatever medium I tried on. So for some reason, like, they fit really weird. I don't feel like I have a big head, so was struggling to put it on. There's no button, so you might have to size up just to be able to put it on because there isn't much stretch on the neck. And I was gonna cancel like most of the orders, but I think it's already getting ready to ship. So once those come in, I'll probably do a full-on video showing them off. And I'll probably do a full review of the sneakers when that happens, because I do like the jerseys a lot. I was struggling to put that shirt over my head. These are really cool. I went true to size 9.5, and to my surprise, when I saw that these are entirely of a synthetic leather, I'm like, I have to go for these. And I think there might be some resale on these, even though the previous collection I think was slightly better with the crazy colors along with the black pair, but these ones are still really good. Yeah. And they run really long, but I think that's how they're supposed to be. So when the jerseys come in, I'll probably do a full-on review on these. These slide-in Nike boxes are the worst because I could never just like slide it in. But what I'll show you is my only pickup from week 10. Well, at least in store. I already picked up a bunch of stuff online, got the beanies, got the Wu-Tang jersey and the RZA tee. If anything, I probably should have waited to get this on store, except for the beanies. The beanies were completely gone, along with the Gore-Tex cam cap, which retail for around $68. I knew it was going to be pretty popular, but I just decided not to grab it online. I'm more surprised of how limited the beanies were at Dover Street Market. Maybe they would have had more at the Supreme store, but I just know how like the West Hollywood location works to let people get as many as they can. Also, the jerseys are a little bit disappointing in hand. They're a lot more thinner than I expected, especially for like Supreme hockey jerseys. Their quality is a little bit better, but for these, it was kind of disappointing, especially being a collab. I will say there is a lot of screen printing on the jersey, which is kind of disappointing because a lot of their other like regular release jerseys end up being like stitched on or just have tons of embroidered details to them. Unfortunately, this collab one doesn't, even though I think it looks really good, but it retails for $158, and being all completely screen printed is a little bit disappointing. If it was a lower retail, it would make sense, but it could just be the price increase because of the collab. And as for the RZA tee, they did have the yellow one, which I think sold out really fast online. And there was some really like high sales at around like $100, but they were still available. I think they were still sitting in store, pretty much every single colorway. But since I got it online, I'm like, I don't need to grab another one. And they're still kind of sitting. So I was like, I'm not gonna like try to struggle to sell another one. So I'll just wait for this one to come in the mail, which will take like a week and a half. So when that happens, I'll probably do a full-on video. If anything, I just got like my week, was it week 7? Some of the football jerseys, I ended up getting that like on Monday, so not too long ago. But enough rambling, let's talk about my one pickup. Here I have the Thermal Line Reversible zip up. I grabbed this in a size small. For reference, 5'7", around 165. I think small fits great for what I like. People always tell me to get a medium, but everyone has their own personal style. I like the way the smalls fit here, and it's super comfortable. Quality is really good. And like I said, this is reversible. So the inside is all thermal line, and you see a red camo. So if you want like a crazy pattern, that's what I really liked about it. There was also the navy one here, which was my second choice if they did not have this one. If anything, I think the small and medium ended up selling it online. I believe the navy is still sitting on the website. I just think the quality of these Thermal Line zip ups are really good. There isn't like a tag on the inside. You just see this little tag there. It says made in Vietnam. And I think the tag is actually in the inside pocket. Yeah, so the tag is in one of the inside pockets there. Retail was $168, which is not crazy high. I thought these would have been a lot more for it being reversible and Thermal Line. Because the last Thermal Line zip up was the ARC logo. I think that one was like $200. So this was like $30 cheaper than that. And the Hysteric Glamour one I got last year was like $218, but that's also because it was Hysteric Glamour. This one here is actually reversible, and I think you get more for your money. I don't know if they're made from the same place, but to me, it fits just like the previous ones. I like the way it looks on both sides. I will say the pocket placement's a little bit different. So on the gray one, the pockets are really small and more centered, and on the camo side, it's more of the outside. Not an issue, completely makes sense because it is reversible, but it's really cool that there's pockets on both sides. Also, what I like in the detail is for the zipper, you can kind of flip it around so you're never like struggling to zip it one side. That's another good thing about the quality. Sometimes you get like reversible jackets and zip ups and they don't have that feature. But if you're just buying Supreme for the branding, you're gonna be disappointed because the only little detail you have is a little stitched on Supreme on the pocket on the gray side. But I was originally going to get it online along with the Thermal Line zip up. So last week they dropped a couple of the Thermal Line flannels. I wanted the black and white one. And then unfortunately that one sold out in store and online. I should have just picked it up right away on the drop, but sold out. They did have the red one available online, I think a small through large. So that was gonna be my plan. I was gonna cart that along with the zip up. For some reason they took it off the website, which is kind of confusing because it didn't sell out. I'm like, maybe they'll add it later on, or potentially could be on the sale if I'm lucky. I don't think that's gonna be the case because the other colorways did sell out. So I thought that was weird that they took it already after just being on the site for 1 week. But maybe when I go to the main Supreme store, they might still have it available. So I'll see, because I kind of regret not grabbing it. But this reversible zip up has to be my favorite item of the week, even though we had tons of cool items for the Wu-Tang collab. And I just went for those things online because I had a feeling they were gonna sell out pretty quick. That's it for my in-store pickups. Did not have to stick out and wait in the line because I could just chill in store since I got these Martine Rose Nikes. So let's take a look at some of the other items. We'll start off with the Collab Gore-Tex shell jacket. This one did sell out online. It did take a while. Retail ended up being $100 more than the other jackets at $498. The next thing here is the hooded sweatshirt. This was another popular item. If anything, I think it might have been the most upvoted item. I wasn't a big fan of it. I like Wu-Tang, but I'm not like a die-hard fan like some people are. So I feel like those die-hard fans ended up picking up this. I could see these going up over time because I think this might be the first like official Wu-Tang collab. I know they've collabed with a bunch of their members. Colorways are cool. I just did not think about picking it up. I think they might have still had some available in store in like smaller sizes. So if I wanted one, I probably would have been able to get a small or medium, no problem. And then here we have the Gore-Tex camp cap. Cool graphic with the killer bees, but I just don't really care for camp caps. But I could understand why you see some sales at $100 because some people just love the camp caps and the Wu-Tang design. We also had the mug, which sold out online, being at $188. That was a surprise. The tray didn't sell out, probably because it's $228. And then last thing here is the skateboard deck, which was a really cool piece because there's an image on both sides. So if you want to like hang it up, you'll have two sides to do that. That's it for the collab items. Let's take a look at a couple cool lookbook items that I did like. We had the mesh 6 panels, which I liked. If anything, they're still available in every single colorway. Wasn't a big fan of the camo, but orange, gray one, and green one I think look good. It reminds me a lot of like an S logo you would see on like a Stussy hat. So I think that's why I like it. Another item that did sell out pretty quick is the Jacquard logo double knee denim painter pants, but these retail for $228. I like them, but not $228. After tax, it'll be close to like $260, maybe $250 around here. I could see why it sold out. I just like more of the subtle design, but I could potentially see these like go up above $300 in the future. I'm just gonna place a little bit on StockX, see if I can get it for under retail. And then next up, we have the star-studded hooded sweatshirt. I think all these ended up selling out. The yellow one here was a popular one. I like them. I wouldn't wear it myself. It retails for $238, but it does have the same star studs that the pillbox had from week 1. So I thought that was really cool. And then next up, we have the Line Zip Up hooded flannel. I'm not a fan of hooded flannels, especially when it's this type of design. I do have like a real true one, but I feel like that design is a completely different one. These are cool, but nothing that I was really interested in, even though the colorways are really nice. Last but not least, we have the Umbro down puffer jacket. I like all 3 colorways, but here in Southern California, it's like 88 degrees right now. I'm never gonna need to wear one of these living here, even though I do like them. But that's it for week 10. Let me know what you thought about this release. Did you pick up anything? Tell me what was your favorite item. Mine was the reversible zip up. If you do enjoy watching videos, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.